Do you have a story to share with the world? Of course you do. We all have stories to share. An Anchor podcast allows you to share your interests in a way that connects to others all across the globe. If you have been considering starting your own podcast and don't know where to begin, Anchor makes it easy to record, edit, and publish with the click of a button. You can even add music. Whether it's crime dramas, self-improvement, paranormal adventures, or tips about parenting, you too can share your unique imprint on the world. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. You've got this. I believe in you. Welcome to the Existential Empath Podcast. My name is Tanya, and I am an intuitive empath. My intention is to share valuable tools and techniques that I have learned so you can tap into your own inner healer naturally and intuitively. Today I wanted to discuss the pineal gland and offer some suggestions as to how to decalcify it. And I will offer some suggestions based on what I have done to help decalcify my own pineal gland, and in an effort to connect with my soul, with my higher self. So what is the pineal gland? The pineal gland is a very small pine cone shaped gland located in the middle of the brain. And the pineal gland is actually in charge of creating melatonin. Melatonin is what keeps our circadian rhythm in flow. It keeps our seasonal rhythm in flow. And when we are having a difficult time sleeping, oftentimes it's because our pineal gland is obstructed, blocked, or calcified. The pineal gland also creates what's known as DMT, and DMT is also known as the spirit molecule. So our pineal gland is kind of like an antenna or a receptor that sends out an energetic pulse to the universe, to our higher self, to offer guidance on our journey or on our path. So when our pineal gland is calcified, it can affect our other glands as well. So our hypothalamus, our thyroid gland, our pituitary gland, all of those glands work seamlessly together. And when our pineal gland is calcified, it can cause us a lot of disconnect from our soul's purpose or our soul's path. So what types of things calcify our pineal gland? Number one, fluoride. Fluoride has been added in our drinking water and our tap water for many, many, many years, and it is one of the main culprits for calcifying the pineal gland. Also, processed foods can do it as well as EMFs or electromagnetic frequencies. There's many other things that can calcify it, but those are the three main ones. So what are some ways that we can decalcify that gland, and what are the benefits of us decalcifying the pineal or the pineal, I guess you can say it either way, gland? Some ways that I have been able to do it is through what's called earthing or grounding, where you actually walk on the ground, and what that does is it resets our own brain waves. So our human brain waves are in sync with the Earth's natural energetic frequency, which is called the Schumann resonance. And the Schumann resonance is typically at 7.83 hertz, but recently it's been spiking a lot. So when we are not physically grounding with the earth, we are really out of sync or out of tune with that wavelength, with that synchronicity that we get when we are in tune with nature. So grounding, earthing. Another way that you can decalcify it is through what's called sun gazing. We've been so programmed to think that the sun is harmful to us and that we need to stay out of it, and we need to wear sunglasses at night, and we need to be away from the sun. And there is a certain point where, you can get too much sun, but an hour before the sun rises and an hour after the sun sets, you can do what's called sun gazing. You can actually look directly into the sun. And what this does is it not only stimulates the pineal gland, but it also revitalizes you, gives you vital nutrients and minerals that us as human beings weren't even aware that we were not receiving. So you're getting the vitamin D and a whole bunch of benefits when you do what's called sun gazing. So it. And if you live near a beach and you can put your feet in the ocean, that is even better, or in a body of water, then you are just really amplifying all of the earthing benefits as well as the sun gazing benefits. Another way that you can decalcify the pineal gland is to reduce your exposure to EMFs or electromagnetic frequencies. We all know that the 5G is coming. If not, it's probably in your neighborhood. And if it's not, it's on its way. This is going to be something that's going to really affect us as humans. And there are ways that we can protect ourselves from these electromagnetic frequencies. Orgones being one of them. So orgones are little energy transmuters. They come in the shape of pyramids, pucks. You can get them in necklaces. I actually have a necklace right here that I wear. So really what it is, it's some sort of a metal, like a copper included with a crystal, and it's enforced into some sort of a resin. And what it does is it actually transmutes that negative energy and turns it into a much more positive energy for the human body. You can actually use crystals to do this as well. Shungite is fantastic. Elite shungite includes at least 98% carbon, and carbon is the building blocks of our life. So if you can include a shungite, black tourmaline, smoky quartz, these are some of the darker colored crystals that can help transmute some of that energy. So not sleeping with your cell phone next to your head at night, turning it on airplane mode and shutting off that EMF frequency that is shooting into your head, not wearing a Bluetooth. These are some things that can really affect that pineal gland, and it just really throws it out of sync. Some other things that you can do are meditation, visualization, deep breathing techniques. So there's some really good deep breathing techniques where you actually breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth for a count of 30, and then you try to hold your breath, relaxingly hold your breath for 1 to 2 minutes, and then repeat that cycle up to 3 times. And what you'll begin to notice is your meditations will become much more vivid, and you will notice that when your pineal gland starts to open, for me, I started to see like a little dot of light, and then that light kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger. And now when I visualize it, I see a lot of purple swirling. I've even seen a physical eyeball with very big eyelashes looking back at me, kind of like that impression of what you would think of as a third eye. It's looking back at me. So when I get really deep into my meditations, I'm seeing colors, I'm seeing sacred geometry, I'm seeing images, and I'm seeing this big eyeball kind of staring back at me. So these are some things that when you open up that pineal gland, you'll begin to notice your meditations will get much more visual, and you'll be getting a lot more downloads and activations that kind of come through that offer you with inspiration and creativity and motivation and all these really great things that when we are stuck in that autopilot stage or that brain fog, we aren't really experiencing because we're so caught up in that foggy state of living. Some other things that you can do is start eating clean. So foods hold a vibration, okay? Processed foods hold a very low vibration. They provide us with very minimal nutrients, if any at all. And when we eat live fruits and veggies, we drink fresh, clean spring water, and we incorporate some of these things into our body, you'll begin to notice that we'll go through a cleansing process. And when we cleanse our body, we cleanse our pineal gland as well. So just eating more rich foods that are colorful, living foods that really nourish and replenish your body. Herbs, those different types of things that you can do. Cilantro is fantastic for cleansing heavy metals. Chlorella, spirulina. These are some really great things that you can do to help not only decalcify your pineal gland, but also cleanse out your body of those harmful toxins, pesticides, chemicals, heavy metals, all of those things that we're either breathing in or ingesting or getting through different types of vaccines that can really bog down our system. And the liver is the number one organ that really gets backed up. And when our liver is backed up, it causes all of these problems within our body, not only physical problems, but emotional problems as well. So when we start to eat clean, we will notice we will go through that detoxing stage, and then you will begin to see that things are becoming much more clear clearer to you in your, in your reality. Another thing that you can do is use different types of supplements or things to help you decalcify it quicker. Nascent iodine is really, really good. We, back in the 40s and 50s, they stopped putting iodine in our foods and they started incorporating more fluoride, chloride, and bromide into our foods. And those things are, really make that pineal gland super, super calcified. So when we incorporate that nascent iodine and that Himalayan sea salt, so when we take that iodine, we're pulling, those toxins out of the pineal gland, and then the Himalayan sea salt is really ridding it out of our body through our, excretions and whatnot. So doing that, Ormus. So Ormus is something that not a lot of people know about. Ormus is something that creates a superconductor in the body. It resets our DNA structure, and it's made out of, you can use Dead Sea salt, Himalayan sea salt. There's a lot of different products online that you can purchase. I would highly suggest researching Ormus and seeing, reading a little bit more about it and what it is. But it is one of the best things that you can take for your body, for your energetic system, your physical body, and your emotional and mental well-being as well. Some other things that you can do. Mushrooms are fantastic. So chaga mushroom, lion's mane, reishi mushrooms. These are things that you can either buy as a physical mushroom and eat, or you can get it in a powder form, or I've even seen some of them in a tincture form. These mushrooms, guys, are fantastic. So I drink chaga tea right before I go to bed at night. And what it does is it creates that melanin in your body. Melanin is what makes your skin color. Like when you go out in the sun and get a suntan, that's melanin. And melanin also helps produce that melatonin, which helps you with that sleep cycle, with that circadian rhythm. That, when you're having a difficult time sleeping, it's oftentimes because your circadian rhythm is out of sync. And these mushrooms are fantastic for that. Lion's mane helps with the central nervous system, and reishi just helps with your overall well-being. So if you can incorporate some of these mushrooms, turkey tail, into your diet, you will begin to notice a significant difference with your mental health, your focus, and your clarity. Some other things you can do are turmeric, curcumin. Those are things, because turmeric has that beautiful, beautiful orange color, and that will absolutely decalcify. Tamarind is another one that's got that beautiful orange color. You can buy that in a root and actually boil it down into a tea. And it's kind of got a little sticky. It reminds me of a date or a fig, kind of, when you buy it. I got it like in a chunk, and you would cut off a chunk and you can boil it down into a tea. And I'm sure you have other ways that you could put it into recipes so you could get that into your diet. Chlorella and spirulina. I cannot emphasize more how important chlorella and spirulina are in your diet. They help detox heavy metals. Spirulina is something that if you were stranded on an island and you had nothing else to eat, you could live off of spirulina. Spirulina provides you with so many vital minerals and nutrients. It also provides you with vital proteins, and it can really help detoxify your body of harmful substances and chemicals. And it's one of the best things for supporting your glandular health as well as your overall well-being. Raw cacao. So raw cacao is something that you can get. I buy it online, and kind of from Firefly, I believe is the name of the company. And they have it in chunks where you can buy it and you just break it off and you can boil it down and you can drink it. You can do it in a ceremony fashion if you want to, or you can just drink that on a regular basis. It's kind of a little bit more bitter tasting than hot cocoa, but you can incorporate, a nut milk into it. Cashew milk I like, or coconut milk, and then add a little bit of a sweetener like a honey or a maple syrup to it. It's fantastic. I think, if it's something that you're looking for something to take in the morning instead of coffee, raw cacao is wonderful. Another thing you can take is what's called shilajit. So shilajit is something that is kind of like a black tarry substance that comes out of the Himalayan mountains, and it provides you with, I think, over like 84 vital minerals and nutrients. It's actually what the yogis and the monks would use when they would go into the caves and they would meditate for days and weeks. They would live off of shilajit. So all you need is like a tiny little amount, like the tip of a toothpick and you can mix that into some warm water and drink that down. I'm telling you, I do that first thing in the morning, and boy, does it give me a boost of energy. It's something that really just I look forward to, and it's something that gives me that absolute, boost of energy to get me through that day. So there are options to take other than coffee that can help give you that energy. And some other things that you can do are apple cider vinegar. I don't always highly suggest apple cider vinegar because it can be really strong on your esophagus if you're taking it straight. But if you're mixing it and diluting it, then you can probably get away with that. I know there's people who rave about ACV and then people who don't. So if you feel that resonates with you, then try it. Give it a try, guys. But I would highly suggest doing Bragg's, the Bragg's brand, or something that has the mother in it. Okay. The mother is that kind of weird looking, stuff on the bottom of the ACV. That's where all of the nutrients are. You can also supplement with boron. We have not gotten enough boron in our diet, and boron will decalcify the pineal gland as well. So drinking pure unfluoridated water. So I go to my local natural food store and I have a big 2 5-gallon jugs, and I fill it with what's called reverse osmosis water. And what that does is it pulls out any contaminants, any chlorine, any fluoride out of the water. And then what you can also do is add elite shungite into your water as well, and that will also rid the water of any of those harmful contaminants. And then you want to make sure, if you're getting the reverse osmosis, that you're incorporating some sort of an electrolyte into your diet. So whether you're taking an electrolyte mix, or you can do the bioplasma 12 cell tissue salts, are wonderful. So these are salts that incorporate those electrolytes into your body. And guys, all of these products are listed on my website at www.thesoulcafe.org. So you can look under either the physical aspect or the energetic aspect on my website, and it will show you all of these products that I've listed here. And the products that I have on my page are the ones that I've personally used that I really support. These are the ones that have worked really well for me and have really given me that feeling of connecting with my higher self, connecting in those meditations, because many of us can't meditate and stay focused because we have so much fog and we have so much disconnect and so much distraction. And when we go in and we decalcify that pineal gland, our meditations get so much deeper and so much more information, and activations can kind of come through when we actually decalcify that gland. So I hope that this video was really helpful for you. If you guys have other ways of decalcifying the pineal gland, then I'd love to hear them below. These are just ways that have helped me. And I know when I work with clients, they're always asking me, how do I do this? How do I get deeper into my meditations? How do I stay focused? How do I get rid of this brain fog? And these are some examples of ways that I have been able to do this. And when you start to connect with that pineal gland, is that little pine cone shaped gland in the top of your brain, then it's made out of a little crystalline substance. And when that starts to light up, then it's amazing how you will begin to see things in a totally different way. Your reality will absolutely shift in ways that you won't even imagine, that you can't even believe. So if don't be afraid of it either. I think in the beginning I was a little fearful, I'm not gonna lie, of opening it, because I was seeing things, images, visuals were coming through that I was not accustomed to seeing. And it was a little scary at first, but just realize, guys, this is a part of our body. This was something that was built in. It's a built-in technology that is lying dormant in many of us right now. And until we actually tap in to this technology, to our own human capability of connecting with our soul, it just makes life so much more meaningful.
You deserve to navigate your life as an empath in alignment with health, happiness, and abundance. To learn more about the services that I provide, including Beyond Quantum Healing Hypnosis, EFT Tapping, and the Emotion Code, visit my website at www.thesoulcafe.org.